Hello, it's me again. I wanted to talk about something today that I guess really affects me deeply. I want to say that we are creators, not critics. And I say this because I'm finding a lot in culture at this time, a lot of conversations veering towards this critical perspective of what is best and what will work and what doesn't work and yada, 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 yada. And my opinion on this is the bottom line is we don't know the truth of what will work. We don't know the truth of what is actually going to be effective or who's going to be able to implement the most effective ways in which to transform our planet into a better place to live. But what we can do, and this is just my opinion, is to be a little bit more creative in the ways in which we contribute. Um, Obviously, it's important to vote, or at least it is from my perspective, because we have to at least speak up and use the voice that we're allowed to use, and it goes a long way in contributing towards a working society. But ultimately, all of the details that need to come out and be played in the onslaught of all of what can happen after, we have very little say in and very little control over. And that's something that I'm really starting to notice is it's almost as if by acting as critics, we feel as though we have control over what it is that we don't actually control. And I find it interesting because there are so many things that we can do to be creative. There's so many things that we can do to actually feel as though we're putting something into motion that can be effective. And that effectiveness really starts from within. That effectiveness really starts in the beginning of who we are, which is we wake up, maybe walk the dog, have some breakfast, and decide how we're going to live our day. And I think that type of mindful beginning of the day is really important because when it comes right down to it, how we decide to be in the world is a big part of how the world is going to show up for us in return. So the starting point of all of this really begins with you, and it begins with how you treat yourself and how you start your day and how you actually begin to show up in the world in which that you're deciding to be a part of. I can't claim to have like all of the answers. Nobody can, but we're all just pieces of a very big puzzle. And showing up to play your part, showing up to be the piece of the puzzle that you're supposed to be, may not feel powerful at times. It may not even feel like you're doing or making any sort of a difference, but actually, it's essential because what if everybody decided not to show up one day? Wouldn't be able to do anything. Wouldn't be able to go get gas. Wouldn't be able to do anything. So every damn thing that we do, every damn thing that we put our energy into, it's all important. So I don't know. I just really think it's important that people understand that, or maybe even just maybe that we start asking why we're criticizing so much. You know, why is it so important to criticize what is all these things that are wrong? Now, mind you, I'm not suggesting that if you're standing in front of injustice that you don't say something. Of course, if you're standing in front of an injustice, say something, possibly do something if you can. But in actuality, what I'm saying is I'm talking about people who are basically, you know, see something happen or hear about something happen, and all they do is just talk and criticize it and criticize and criticize and criticize about it and how it's bad and wrong and this and that and the other. How is that productive? Who is that helping? Who are you helping by criticizing the situation that you have no control over that you just happen to hear about? That doesn't sound very productive to me, and it doesn't feel productive to me. It just doesn't. I don't know. Just thoughts. Sometimes I get really frustrated when it comes to election years. They're just very polarized. And I get frustrated with that, more critical perspective that tends to really chime in all the damn time. So, I don't know. If you feel like it, take my suggestion. Recognize you're a creator, you're not a critic. All right, stay well. Good talking to you.